Welcome to the Weekly Thrive Report with me, Greg Ehill, the Culture Change Agent. And I kind of hit my chest a little hard, man. But as you can tell, I'm excited, I'm pumped up, and I'm wearing a hoodie inside, alright? I got it like 69 degrees in the house, so I'm alright, right? So today, I'm excited as usual, but of course it's special today. I'm turning 28 on Sunday, man. I'm getting old. I know some of y'all listening to me like, yeah, you are getting old. And then some of y'all like, this young dude talking about getting old, he's 28, so I didn't mean to offend. Also, I know last week I didn't produce a video, and I apologize. The reason why, I've been in the lab, Boston, Oakland, Dallas, UK. Man, we working, man. I thank you, Lord, for the blessings, and I can't wait to share with you what's going on next, the new adventures, the new things that we working on in the lab. Shout out to Blavity, that just acquired Traveling Award, man. Shout out to Morgan and Zim. I'm not gonna front like I know him like that. I know Zim, I don't know Morgan like that, man, but they making some crazy power moves out there in Silicon Valley, man. So shout out to y'all, man, and shout out to you for tuning in and listening. And today I want to talk about something important. And you want to know what that is? One thing. Buy Minority Trailblazer merchandise at minoritytrailblazer.com. But on a serious note, I've been getting a lot of text messages, a lot of LinkedIn messages, a lot of Facebook messages. I've been getting messages on messages like, how did you start? Because many of you saw the post that went many viral on LinkedIn, many viral on Instagram about 2 years ago, when I almost left everything and moved to New York and became a waiter. Life changed. I didn't know what I was going to do. Speaking wasn't working out, the books wasn't working out, motivation wasn't working out. This is after I was homeless. This is after that I rebounded and was on national TV. This is after all that. I didn't know where I wanted to go. And I went to New York. And like I said on the post, I got an email about coming back and grading papers and Measurement Incorporated. So I left after 2 weeks in New York, almost became a waiter, ended up grading papers, said I'd never speak again, and now we're here today. I'm about to speak at Harvard University in a couple weeks, and it's huge. But the biggest thing I want to share today is some principles, some steps on how you can create change. But the biggest thing is, though, I can't take full credit alone. I have to give credit to my family and, of course, God. But outside of that, there's three things that I want to get to you today. Thinking whatever situation you're in, it don't have to be a bad situation. You don't have to be homeless. You don't have to be struggling. But it could be that job. It could be that business. It could be that relationship. I don't know what it is, and hopefully these three things help. Number one, and I have to apologize in advance before I share this because these things are going to be brutal, it's going to be straight and direct. The first thing you have to do is count the cost. When you want to make a change, a lot of things stop you in your tracks. First you say, man, do I really need to make the change? Or is it that bad? Or I don't have any control over this. I can't change my situation, but you have to do this, and I had to do this really. When I was going through, when I was depressed, when I was thinking about suicide, I had to count the cost of my decisions. Like wherever I was at, I had to say, okay, I'm struggling now. What's at stake if I don't turn around? My family legacy? The kids that I said I wanted? The culture I said I wanted to change? And I had to write it down. That hurt my soul when I had to write it down. I said, if I die, what changes in my life? When I left for New York a couple years ago, I wasn't on the edge of suicide, but I was mentally off of it. I didn't want to be an entrepreneur anymore. I didn't want to speak anymore. I didn't want to do anything that had to do with being the center of attention or be the face of any platform. But I had to count the cost because I said, I looked back at my goals and I said I wanted to change the culture. I wanted to change the world. I wanted to use my God-given gifts and talents. And all those things correlated with me sharing my message and inspiring others. And also, I knew if I become a waiter, I wouldn't achieve that. Not to say I wouldn't have went on to turn things around, but I had to look at my decisions and count the cost of the decisions that I was making. And that was the first step of me starting to begin the change. Before I read a self-help book, before I called somebody and said, get me out of this situation, I had to sit down myself, write down and count the cost of my decisions. And if I continue on that path, what it's going to lead to. And the reason why I got to get so passionate about that, because many of you are right now, you're trying to go every escape route instead of addressing what you need to address. Let me call the church. Let me call my friends. Let me get some advice. Let me sleep for a week. Let me do all this stuff instead of you sitting down and writing down the cost. If you don't change your pattern, what is that going to do for your marriage? If you don't change your pattern, what's going to do that for your business? If you don't change your pattern, what's going to do for your life? And that's point number two. Once you count your costs and you write it down, and I want you to hear me on this, you have to realize that evolution is not optional. It's mandatory. I'm not talking just for the people that want to be billionaires, millionaires, and all that other stuff. I'm talking about anybody that wants to progress and take any steps. Live healthy, be happy, live full. You have to realize that it's your responsibility to excel, not just equal. Shout out to Beta Epsilon Pi chapter of Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I don't know nothing about that, but as I look into the camera, as I look into the eyes, I remember going back in my life when I said, okay, when I was struggling in class, when I was getting flunking out of school after having my first 3 years in college, I said, okay, class is optional. I can do what I need to do, right? So 2 years went by. I'm making money in the parties, in the club, interning for the man. I'm thinking life is sweet. Then you lose $20,000 in a night and you have to go back to school. And those same professors that I gave minimal effort, I didn't come to class. I said class is optional. When I said, can I graduate on time? They said, Greg, class ain't optional, man. And that's why it took me 7 years to graduate. And even now, as I've grown as a speaker, as I've grown as a podcaster, I've grown in my career, there's certain things that I know I have to do in order to get to the next level. I cannot work with big corporations and big studios until I got my paperwork together. I'm just now getting up to code and a lot of different things, and that's why I couldn't break through and get the $10,000 checks, the $15,000 to $20,000 checks. It wasn't because of the talent. It wasn't because of my body of work. I wasn't prepared. I did not evolve. I evolved in my skill level. I evolved in my craft, but I did not evolve in my way of thinking. And some of you right now, you have the skill, you have the work ethic, you have the resume, you have the accountability partners, you got the website, you got the press kit, you have all that, and you're not winning. You're not growing in the areas you need to grow in. And you know what I'm talking about. Some of you is self-discipline. Some of you is character. For me, for a while, it was character. I just could not be a man of my word. I was lying. I was over-promising and under-delivering. You over-promise enough, and you keep under-delivering, sooner or later, doors gonna start to close. And I was sitting there like, why did my door close? Woe is me. What is happening? And that one area, as far as my character, that was that dark sheep, that closet I didn't go to. You know, when you go to a house, that room, you're like, oh, don't go in that room. That was the room. And then I realized I had to count the costs, and two, I knew I had to grow in that area. Until I grew in that area, then I started to level up. And my last point, specifically for my entrepreneurs, focus on producing over price. I know many of you, the elite level entrepreneurs, like, no, you need to work on your pricing model early in the game so you're not undercharging. I get that. But this is for my beginners that want to skip steps, or the people that's in the middle and wondering why they're not going into the next level, because you're not focusing on producing. You're focused on what can I get out of it? What can I get out of this gig? What can I get out of this person? Instead of putting all your might on how can I give, and A, how do I give more efficiently? Because honestly, last week I was focusing on, man, I'm trying to sell this product, I'm trying to do this, and I put all my thought into doing that, and I wasn't producing video. I wasn't producing podcasts. I let a couple days go by, and I was stressing over this product, this program, these services, and all this other stuff about the pricing structure. And I wasn't focused on producing. And then I was like, man, why is nobody coming? And in the last 2 days, I said, yo, hold up, man. Don't get lost in the sauce right now, bro. Remember your bread and butter. What you do, you produce content at a level that majority of people under 30 do not produce. Honestly, nobody in the world produces, right? Consistent quality content on a different level. You focusing on selling books, selling this program, getting all this stuff. Remember why you got there. You got there for producing. And guess what? When I started producing, books started selling, tickets started flowing in, inquiries started coming. In 2 days, I let 3 days get off track. I'm focusing on pricing, all the other stuff. And I said, let me get back to it, but let me produce. And then things started changing. And many of us right now that are listening, you worrying about, man, your salary not changing. Nobody's buying your books. Nobody's buying your products. Nobody's picking you up for a job. What's the number one reason? You're not producing. And if you are producing, you're not producing efficiently. And how do you get there? What is that? How do you get there, Greg? A, reading. B, coaching. 3, relaxing and being intentional. Those 3 things changed my life when I started making sure I read 1 to 3 hours a day. And I'm working on getting back to that. Once I hired and paid for coaching, I wasn't picking brains, paying for coaching. If I couldn't afford it, I was bartering services. And 3rd, when I started relaxing and being intentional about everything I said, everything I did, and everything I wanted to achieve. And that's when everything changed. So I hope those three things. A, you gotta count the cost. Once you count the cost, two, you have to realize that growing, evolution is your responsibility. It's not option. And the third and most important thing, worry about producing, and the price will take care of itself. Hopefully that helped. Let's get on to the Weekly Thrive Report. First great thing that happened is, of course, like I said, I'm turning 28 this Sunday, September 24th. That is my birthday, so I'm accepting gifts. You can get my email address or my address at greg@greghill.com. I'll give that freely. Go ahead and send what you got, all right? But second, I will be giving 3 presentations at College Preparatory Academy, October 24th, and I'm excited. I got a lot of gigs in October, and I'm really excited about that one because that's been 2 years in the working. Like last year, they didn't have, the year before that, they didn't have a budget. Last year, I wasn't in the right space to do it, and now we're finally getting it done. I'm talking to kindergarten to 2nd grade, 3rd to 8th, and then 9th to 12th. I'm excited. I'm gonna bring a word, I'm gonna bring a message, I'm gonna bring some books, I'm gonna bring laughter, fun, all that good stuff, so I'm excited about that. And we got our confirmed dates for the Minority Trailblazer Live. We're gonna be in Boston, September 30th. We're gonna be in Oakland, California. I think I messed up on that pitch. We're going to be there November 4th. And November 11th, we're going to be in Dallas, Texas, man. So make sure, when I put the links up, and they're going to be up shortly, go grab your tickets. The Harvard event is free. Dallas and Oakland, you got to pay, but it ain't going to be that much. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So be on the lookout for that. My one area of improvement is really self-control. I think I've made some strides in my health. I think I lost 5 pounds from the tour. But there's some things I want to work on as far as my health. And then other areas of my life where I kind of regressed over the last couple weeks. And I won't talk too deep on it. I may share in another episode. But some things that I know I'm just slipping up on. I got to just have a better sense of self-control. My recommended book, tool, or resource is Zoom. That is where I do all Thrive Group sessions, and I forgot. Shout out to everybody that joined the Thrive Group. We are leveling up in podcasting, writing, speaking. I mean, we've gotten through one call, and we've had one-on-ones with everybody. I can't wait to see what comes out of it, man. So make sure next year, if I don't know if I'm gonna do it again, but next year if I do, it's gonna be a higher price point. But I'm telling you, make sure you sign up next year for the Thrive program. My one big takeaway this week is respect is not said, it's shown. A lot of people say they respect you. You may say you respect somebody, you do this, but it's usually shown by the way you act towards them, your actions. Are you showing up late to meetings? Are you respecting somebody's time? Are you respecting somebody's presence? You respecting somebody's energy? And a lot of times too soon in the culture, we say, oh yeah, I'm gonna respect them, but we don't act accordingly. So I just want to challenge everybody in here, the people you say respect, make sure you're respecting them. I know there's a time in my life where my relationships suffered. My relationship still suffers to this day because I said I respected people. I said I love people, but my actions did not always correlate. So I'm growing in that area, and I challenge you to grow in that area as well. My one goal for next week is to outline the quarter-life crisis, man. That's my next book. Tentative date to put out is December 1st. I don't know if we're going to hit it. We're going to try our best. We're going to do our best to make sure we hit December 1st. So I have the outline done by the next Thrive Report. Hold me accountable. And last but certainly not least, I need you to do one thing and one thing only. This is my challenge to you. I need you to write down your 3 biggest struggles. Write them down. And I want you to count the cost of each of them. So go back, if you need to rewind, go back to my point number 1, write down your 3 biggest struggles and count the cost. And next week, I'm going to tell you what to do with those. All right, man? So I hope everybody enjoyed this episode. If you did, please subscribe. If you did as well, do a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't put a thumbs down. Just don't come back. And as I always say, I need you to do 2 things and 2 things only. Change the freaking culture. Good night. What song? And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Yeah. I can't sing, but hey, it's the end. You probably didn't listen to it anyways this far in, so if you did, I hope you enjoyed it.